It is one of the most rural regions in Britain, and those who live here would say it's also one of the most beautiful. Tourism is big business, as is agriculture, but most locals have little support for the EU.
Well, we haven't got the freedom, have we, that we should have. There's too many rules.
They brought all these regulations and things. Farming did a lot better, and it's gone really downhill, farming in this country, since we've been in the EU.
There are benefits. However, there needs to be more legislation, there needs to be more control on the size of Europe.
Conservative MP Julian Smith has his work cut out trying to persuade ordinary Yorkshire folk of the benefits of the EU. Today he is in the small town of Settle, where local farmers come to stock up on groceries.
I'm trying to bring across that my party is committed to this referendum on the EU, so they will have their say, and then also to make the case that not just in Britain but across the Union, people want less integration. They want to take these words away about ever closer union. Hi there.
In short, a yes to EU membership, but with fewer strings attached.
More power has gone to Brussels, and some of it doesn't need to, and there could be more decisions made in London.
Despite the promise of reform, many reject the EU out of hand.
We're going to do a number of reforms before that referendum to make Europe more transparent, to bring more power back to local parliament.
Has the European market worked for us? People say if we leave it, we're going to be standing alone. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much, to be quite honest.
There are hopes that the reform program will stem the popularity of Eurosceptic right-wing UKIP. What's more, Julian Smith is trying to get other EU members to see the benefit in reforms.
I want Brussels to stop its mission creep. There was always this principle of subsidiarity. We need to return to that. We need to give parliaments, national parliaments across the EU more power to club together and block daft proposals from the Commission.
The MP already has a lot of local businesses on his side. William Whittaker is a chocolate manufacturer who employs large numbers of seasonal workers from Poland and Romania. The EU has enabled him to increase production.
We need a flexible labour force because we work different shift patterns throughout the year. There are many people who might join us in April or May, work till Christmas, and then actually go back to their domicile origin and come back 2 or 3 months later. And that's very flexible for us. It's what we need.
This manor house has been in Euro proponent Roger Tempest's family for 31 generations. He rents out a part of his property to small businesses. Although he is not a fan of EU bureaucracy, he understands the advantages of the Union.
Stability, and peace, that, for next generation and generations, for the future. I think, being powerfully sitting together to, avoid war, peace is more difficult to achieve to war, don't they say, and I think that's something personally, above the enterprise and all that, I think it's really important.
For most people in North Yorkshire, though, one thing takes precedence. Julian Smith attends the opening of a new village shop, which is fitting given that he campaigns on an economic platform.
In a global world, when we're up against the real competition is China, the rising East, South America, that actually being together in this club does work in Britain's interest, and we have to make that case.
Julian Smith will have to employ all his powers of persuasion because the reforms he is promising his electorate in Yorkshire first have to be sanctioned by all member states in Brussels.